how can you go in and learn and just like approach it with fresh eyes, do you think? Because they say competing's a skill you have to learn yourself.
Yes.
How and I mean, I suffered from anxiety, depression, things like that. And the thought of going and competing, you get the imposter syndrome. You start thinking, well, if I'm terrible and everybody laughs, and you talk yourself out of it. Do you think everybody needs to compete? Do you think everybody needs that kind of to put yourself in that and learn fight or flight kind of method? Or
Um, I think that chaos always finds us no matter what. Life will throw things at us much more difficult than anything I think we will experience on the mat in some ways. Um, you know, there's no place for us to hide where we just think things are going to be easy. And I don't think we're meant to live as hermits and separate ourselves from the rest of the world. Even though there's times where I want to do that, but I think that you know in order to get strong, I need to experience difficult things. I need to
hmm,
move heavy things. I need to understand myself, and in doing so, I get better answers, and I understand that I'm more and more capable of doing harder things. And I think the earlier that you can start it in your life, the better. But you can learn this at any age. You can learn this at any time in your life. Of course, one of the more famous examples is, David Goggins, who, talked about how lazy he was throughout his whole adult life and, how he was, in terrible shape. And one day, he said he was sick of it and he would try to test himself in achieving different things, whether it was trying to get into be a Navy SEAL or trying to run 5 miles or whatever it was. He kept trying to tackle, um, you know, these different challenges. And in doing so, what you're really doing is defeating yourself. You're defeating that person in your mind that's telling you you can't do it. And for anyone who thinks that like you wake up one day and thinks like, I am Superman, I can do anything. No, like it takes time to understand that you are capable of some
hmm,
amazing things. But that journey is long and arduous. You have to deal with the ups and downs and understand that you are strong enough, and many people before you and many people after you have dealt with those very same things. So whether it's reading about those things, whether it's going out and doing those things, I honestly I think it's a combination of all of those things, of learning from other people and understanding those journeys, those difficult journeys, and understanding that you can do those same things. You can absolutely do those same things. I don't think everyone is necessarily equal, right? Because it all comes down to your mindset, right? It's
hmm,
like everyone's like, oh well, we are all the same. Well, we're all the same if we're thinking the same, but a lot of us, very few actually think the same. We need to elevate up here and understand and believe in ourselves and get ready for that hard work. Otherwise, no, we're not going to be able to achieve what others have achieved. And it's like, how many Michael Jordans are there? How many great athletes like that are there? But doesn't mean you can't achieve great things. You just may not be in the right sport or in the right area of your specific strengths and weaknesses. So I think that it very much starts with the mind and it continues with the mind.